So in this video, I'd like to show you a review of a player who didn't like his experience at the start of the game. And I had almost the exact same experience, but for me it was amazing fun. So what he describes as extreme frustrations, for me it was like a symphony of emergent gameplay. And I'm not dissing the player for having that opinion. I just want to highlight some of the things that if you like survival gameplay and the game not holding your hand too much, I think you're going to appreciate the difficulty. So let me show you. While I'm driving to Navigation Beacon 49. So it says, got myself acquainted, sail out for the first time, get sent to a navigation beacon I need to repair. After several minutes of finicky platforming and clunky combat, I get to the top of this tall tower and I'm short on materials. I have to climb all the way back down to get more, and after repeating this process over and over, and stopping to fight seemingly endless waves of slug monsters, just slept out of the freaking sea at me during the night, I realized I straight up do not have enough materials available and have to take myself all the way back to base on a painfully slow boat with my electricity bottoming out in order to use the recycler to get more. Now, for me, almost the same thing happened, but I had fun. And I think the player overlooked certain gameplay systems that the game doesn't really tell you that they're there unless you discover them for yourself. And actually like the game not telling you too much what to do. So, for example, when he talks about the tower, that's the tower, you see in the distance, it has like these little staircase around it. And you have to jump on it because it has gaps that are broken down. So it's really difficult jumps you have to make. And when you get to the top, there's a ladder you can release that goes down to the center of the tower, to the base. So you have a shortcut, but it's still a tall climb. And the second problem is for him that he doesn't have enough gear to go up to repair it. And I learned in the early tutorial, in the tutorial area, where you're in the bunker, to basically grab anything you can and throw it into the recycler. And the ship has a recycler at the bottom, and I think every POI has a recycler too. So for example, if you I think the main station has one, that's a recycler, and that's a fabricator. And my inventory is constantly full with stuff to build. So when I came up to the tower, I already had the material to build. Now perhaps I didn't have it, but the game, I like to talk about it in Armor a lot, in the Armor Forge videos I make, about strategic depth. But then I mean, if a game allows you to make mistakes or play smart, and the effects of that playing out 20 minutes from now in the game, which means you can make a mistake right now that comes back to bite you 20 minutes later. Or if you learn how to avoid it, you get the satisfaction of outmaneuvering a gameplay system because you play smart. And that depth of making bad or good choices is, I think, a good gameplay feature of a game, especially a survival game like this. In some ways, it's similar to Project Zomboid in the consequences of the things you can do. And he also talks about that the electricity is bottoming out, the ship is painfully slow. It's probably because he blew through his diesel tanks too fast, which I did too. And you have basically two propulsion systems. You have the diesel engine and the electrical engine, I think. And this thing is slower, and especially if you're only running it on a windmill and a solar panel, which I do right now, which it's really slow. But if you put the diesel fuel into it, you can move really fast, but you burn through the fuel quickly. Then you get stuck in the middle of the ocean, and if you don't have enough electricity at night to power strong light sources, then the little snake monsters jump on the ship and eat you. And that fear of screwing that up, I think that's a great gameplay feature. And he also talks about the zap gun that's almost, in his perspective, almost completely useless, which I think it's not the case, and I think it's pretty fun if you use it right. Okay, let's anchor, and go slow down. It only has red lights. Wait, why is the ship going backwards? Is it? Let me check. No, it's stabilizing. So he talks in the next part of the video, he talks about, or of the review, why do this? Why not mark the materials you need in the quest log? Why not create a shortcut so I don't have to do the entire climb over and over? Now about the quest log, I like actually that the game doesn't tell you in advance to bring a certain amount of items to a certain place in advance. I like how the game, the beginning sort of throws certain things at you and you have to figure them out without a real tutorial, and then you learn how to prepare yourself. So for example, in the bunker at the beginning, to power the station, to open the main gate so the ship can leave, you have to turn on the power. You have to use cables, batteries, refuel stuff. And then he talks about how annoying stuff like combat and cable management is. The basic pistol is a joke that kills nothing even if you shove it directly into the hitbox. And See, at first I thought it was like that too, but then I quickly realized, so that's the basic pistol you can get. So first I'm going to go to the station. And I have to charge it. I'm going to charge it by cable, connect the pistol. No, it's not charging because it's a solar panel and it's night, obviously. So that's actually not a pistol that shoots projectiles. It's more like I can charge it like that. No, did I do this wrong? Oh, it's charging. Okay. No, this is actually more like a close-range electroshock weapon. So if you shoot it, like hold left mouse, it will actually like see that it will zap stuff that's closer. And it's actually quite satisfying. If you have swarms of monsters, you get really close and then you zap them. And the player probably just thought it's some really short-range taser gun or something. And I think it's actually pretty cool because it's electrically powered and it's not like some like rather boring projectile weapon that you shoot. You'll see. Oh no, the bombs are coming. Yeah. And for me, it was the same experience at the beginning. I had to melee a lot of monsters because I didn't unlock the pistol. Because the game doesn't tell you unlock the pistol because you have to fight them now. It literally just leaves you alone with the skill tree, and you can click on anything you want if you have the level. And I think it's much better game design because you have this emergent gameplay sandbox. The game throws this gameplay system at you, and you have the player have to figure out how to push against it. And I think it feels more satisfying to have like this area weapon that's also like, I think the animation is nice, how the electricity basically homes into certain objects. See that? Which I think is much more satisfying to use than just a simple projectile, quote-unquote, laser weapon.